As I tape my bloodied fingers and cook a meal over my small, thermos-sized cookpot, I can hear the wind howl against the sheer mountain face of Kami, and I reflect on how far I've come in my journey of Cairn, the closest simulation to rock climbing I've ever seen in a game. I've narrowly avoided falls by sending a pitch at the absolute last moment with a perfect heel hook, and I've also been milliseconds away from safely securing myself to a piton, only to plummet down and lose so much progress. But I pull myself back up and try again. And again. And again. Cairn, from the Game Bakers, is a 2026 title that begs the question, what if a game had the traversal mechanics of Death Stranding and the sense of adventure that comes from scaling a peak in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild? The answer to that is a charming, brutal, and often isolating experience. The more I played, the more I found myself feeling so in tune with the game's protagonist that I could enter a Tetris-like flow state where climbing became second nature, but also how quickly hyper-aware of the fact I was that I'm about to lose my grip and fall. Each movement you make with the control moves one limb at a time and is hyper-precise, and you'll quickly learn that you can't just button mash your way to the top. As someone who used to climb frequently, the scariest part was always the moment of realization that you don't have enough stamina or grip to make it to the next hold, and that you're too exhausted to make it back down the way you came. You have to accept that gravity is about to run its course. Cairn has similar moments throughout its 12 to 15 hour campaign. It isn't always a practice in moving directly upward. It requires situational awareness to know when to move laterally, or sometimes even back down diagonally to find a better path forward, or in this case, up. There are even times when my mistakes and failures led to a discovery that I would have otherwise missed. Plummeting here led me perfectly to this cave entrance of an abandoned rave cave, with the music still booming and litter that I so happily collected. That litter is a central part of the game's economy, promoting a leave no trace mantra, where you can utilize trash, or any item you collect along your climb, and recycle it with your handy dandy Climbot, an arachnid-like droid that accompanies your adventures and serves as a radio for you to receive messages in your otherwise quiet and self-reflective ascent. Each piece of trash you recycle improves the bot's capability of producing chalk that you can then use to give yourself some extra grip resistance during your climb. The game is beautiful, with an art style evocative of blueprints, with a bit of cell shading that makes the character features and rock formations defined and readable. You'll manage different meters with hunger, thirst, and temperature, all of which can be increased with different items you'll gather along the way. A simple cooking system allows you to combine ingredients for enhanced meals with multiple effects like a speed boost, better grip, or temperature resistance. I still have what feels like miles to climb to reach the top of Kima, but if there's one thing that I know for sure, Cairn is going to be an early contender for Game of the Year, and has me itching to get back into the climbing gym. With that being said, I'm giving Cairn an 8 out of 10.